Welcome back to another powerful episode of AI-based dear listeners, the podcast where we decode how AI is transforming the way that we build, lead, and grow businesses one smart idea at a time. I'm your host Avik, and today we are diving into something that every entrepreneur and business leader should be thinking about right now. Is what if you could have a co-CEO, co-CMO, and co-CFO. Amazing, right? All powered by AI. Yeah. So, and that's not a science fiction anymore, but it's already happening, right? So, and for this, we are joined by a lovely guest. Please welcome Damien Schreurs. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Avik.
Amazing. So, dear listeners, before we delve deep into the discussion, I'd love to introduce you, Damien. So, Damien is the explainer in chief at EasyTech, a company that helps solopreneurs and small business owners master the Apple products, cybersecurity, and now AI. So, he's also the host of MacPrana podcast, where he shares strategies to help entrepreneurs save time, automate smarter, and run their businesses more efficiently on a Mac. So after years in corporate R&D, he turned his passion for the tech and teaching into a thriving solo business. And now he's taking that same mindset to the next level with what he calls an AI co C suite. So I'll not take much of your time. Let's get started. Welcome to the show again, Damien.
Yeah, welcome everyone. Thank you.
Amazing. So, the birth of AI co C suite. So, you have coined this fascinating idea of co C suite powered by AI. Um, I mean, essentially having AI counterparts to your CEO, CMO, CFO roles. So how did this concept come? I mean, about for you? So what do you say?
Yeah, so I did not invent the concept, especially the concept of the co-CEO.
Mhm.
I discovered that by listening to the artificial intelligence show hosted by Paul Rutzer and Mike Caput.
Mm.
I listened to their latest episodes that was released today, and they have like
Mhm.
100,000 monthly downloads. So it's a huge,
Yeah.
huge audience. And yeah, last year, I think,
Mhm.
or beginning of this year, I don't remember, he um, he mentioned that concept of a co-CEO. So he created a co-CEO, and then he organized a webinar explaining how to create your own co-CEO. And what he shared publicly is a co-CEO instructions
Mm.
that need to be customized to our own businesses.
Okay.
And so I started with that. So I manually customized the co-CEO template
Okay.
and then realized that it was really good. Huh?
Mhm.
I was able to create it, but I hit one of the roadblocks of the tools that we have today. So for people who are familiar with the custom GPTs, it's limited to a custom instruction of 8,000 characters. And the first time I created my co-CEO, I hit that limit. I had a manually updated the custom instruction, and it was bigger than that. And so I realized, let's build a a builder, right? Let's build an assistant that will help me create the instructions for my co-CEO itself, so that it would fit, right? One of the criteria was for that builder, check
Mhm.
that the custom instruction is below the 8,000 character limit.
Mm.
And so that was nice because I was able to refine my co-CEO custom instruction and start using it. And uh, I don't know if I can go directly into the thing that I started doing with my co-CEO, but
Mhm.
the co-CEO was so powerful for me. So, for instance, I gave it my objectives, right? My financial objective for EasyTech for this year. I gave it, okay, this is the actual revenue, this is the estimated revenue. I'm going to fall short of the overall goal. can you help me find out or discover things I can do to increase revenue in the medium term? And so we basically brainstorm idea for short-term revenue and medium-term revenue and longer-term revenue. And in a week and a half, I was able to generate 1,500 euro additional revenue like that, and was able to have strategies to further increase the revenue through potential collaborations. And so that gave me the confidence that, yeah, that's nice. And also my business, so here in Luxembourg, I'm providing mainly Microsoft Office training for corporation and for governmental agencies. And naturally, I have less, I offer less service, I organize less training sessions during the summer holidays. So my Q3, so third quarter fiscal, is usually the lowest in terms of revenue. And then one of my clients asked me for additional dates, so it was good. I was really happy. But then with the help of my co-CEO, I gave it to it. This is the current training plan. These are my available dates. Can you help me level out my revenue so that Q3 would not be so low as before? And so again, it was a back and forth brainstorming session. And I was able to, so strategically, even though I was free, they were in my calendar, you could see 3 slots for training sessions. I actually postponed some sessions and put some session earlier than usually. And that meant that actually my third quarter this year is the best third quarter ever. And that was thanks to the back and forth that I had with the co-CEO.
Wow. Amazing. And
Yeah.
like, obviously, it's really brilliant. I mean, treating AI not as a tool, but as a thought partner that expands how you think and decide. So that's definitely kind of awesome, I'd say. And if we talk about the specifics, right? Uh, how do your AI executives show up in your daily workflow? I mean, how are you using the tools like GPT or Gemini to simulate these roles?
Mhm. Yeah, so when I started, I only used ChatGPT and I implemented my co-CEO as a custom GPT. So it's possible to implement these kind of assistants in 2 ways. You can assist them, you can create them as projects, or you can create them as custom GPTs. I started, and in the end, I prefer the custom GPT approach
Okay.
simply because I can, that's maybe another way I use my co-CEO is I will start a normal ChatGPT conversation. So just for the record, I have a paid plus subscription with ChatGPT. So I have a paid account, and you need a paid account to create a GPT anyway. But I start a normal ChatGPT conversation, but I turn on deep research. And then I do, for instance, a competitor analysis in Luxembourg. I ask, please do a research plan to help me assess what are my current competitors in the Microsoft Office training space, right? And then I let it work. And after 10, 15 minutes, I have this huge report created by the deep research agent. I'm still in a normal conversation, right? But the trick with ChatGPT is if you start a conversation and you tap the at sign, at, and then co-CEO, the name of my co-CEO, then I bring my co-CEO in the conversation. And I can ask a question to my co-CEO. I can say, look at this report, right? How can we leverage this report? And I did that recently. How can we leverage that report and give me ideas for additional products and services.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, right? So, and that's where the C-suite come into play. I was really happy with my co-CEO, but I realized even though the co-CEO is technically capable of helping me with operations, finance, and even marketing, it's part of his job description. It is not fully tailored for that. And so I decided I needed at least a marketing officer, chief marketing officer. And that's where the concept of the C-suite, the AI C-suite came, right? I repurposed my co-CEO builder, and I asked my co-CEO builder, if I were to create a co-CMO, can you help me update the custom instruction? And then, so my co-CEO helped me create the co-CMO and then the co-CFO. And in the end, I morphed. It's not a co-CEO builder anymore. It's a C-suite builder. So when you enter into that custom GPT, it will ask you, do you want a co-CEO? Do you want a co-CMO? Do you want a co-CFO? And you have another box that says, please tell me what I can do. And there are 15 positions of the C-suite that builder can help you create. And it will be really fully customized to the solopreneur or entrepreneur or executives need, right? So it will interview you, basically. It will interview you, and you can provide your LinkedIn profile, you can provide your CV, your resume, you can provide links to your websites, to your products and services, and it will help you craft the custom instruction. And it will also tell you, these are the documents that I need to be a very good CMO or CFO or CISO. There are plenty of C-suite positions that builder can create. And once you have created it, so now I have a co-CEO, a co-CMO, a co-CFO, and in ChatGPT, I can bring them in the same conversation. I just add sign my co-CMO, and now my co-CMO is in the conversation, and I can have a back and forth with it. Obviously, I can immediately go to the co-CFO, upload some documents, like upload my bank statements or stuff like that, and have it analyze financial information, right? So I can still do that, but what is nice is I can bring it inside any conversation. And
Amazing.
because I'm also on Google Workspace for EasyTech, I have obviously Gemini, which is now part of my subscription, my Google Workspace subscription. And so I've recreated. It was very easy. I had the custom instruction. I had all the documents that I needed for the knowledge base of my co-CEO, co-CMO, co-CFO. So there are those three assistants are both in ChatGPT and Gemini. And what is nice with the Google Workspace integration of Gemini is that I can be in a Google Sheet or a Google Doc. And then on the side panel, I can turn on the Gemini side panel, and all my C-suite is there. I can click on co-CMO, and I can immediately ask my co-CMO about the things that it can see in the Google Sheet or in the Google Doc. So it's more than simply going to your assistant and being obliged to upload data or add stuff. No, you can invoke them from where you are inside Google Workspace.
True. Amazing. And wow, lovely. That's such a clear model. I mean, it's like having a think tank on call like 24/7. Yeah. And like you often says that AI's greatest gift isn't a kind of efficiency, but it's just time. So how has reclaiming the time through AI changed your relationship with your work family or even your creativity?
So yeah, for me, something that I really enjoy and that frees a lot of time for me is the uh, deep research capabilities of the tools that we have today.
Yeah.
Because once I have refined the prompt or the research parameters, I can go on with my life and do something else. And so yeah, it's not only is it saving time because it will do some research in 20 minutes or half an hour, something that would have taken me hours to do. But on top of that, while it's working, I can do something else. And I don't know, I'm 52 now, and to give you some context, I'm able to do almost as much as I was doing before, but I take 2 hours lunch break. I go and have a walk. Now I don't need to work in the evening. Right? So
Yeah.
before I was working until 6 p.m., then dinner time, and then 8 p.m. I would go back to my office and I would continue working, right? Because I had so much things to do. Nowadays, my work day stops at 6 p.m. At 6 p.m. I have my lunch, my dinner, and then I have a few TV programs that I'm started
Yeah.
watching, and yeah. So I'm in terms of work-life balance, I would say that simply because now I can do things much faster,
Yeah.
that it allowed me to reclaim my evening and stop working in the evening.
True. That's amazing. Really, I have to say. Yeah. And so, any advice you'd like to give to the listeners today? What that would be?
So, my first advice is if you have a Google Workspace for business account and you don't use Gemini much, start exploring that. So first of all, visit gemini.google.com and you will access the assistant. It will be like a ChatGPT conversation or window, chat window. So that's number one. And number two, every time you are in a Google Doc or Google Sheet or inside Google, even Google Drive,
Mhm.
start by activating the Gemini panel. So in the top right corner, you will see a Gemini logo. Click on it. You will have the Gemini, and then ask yourself, how can AI help me with the task that I'm doing now, right? And for Google Sheets, for instance, I had a results from a survey, and two questions were non-numerical. It was multiple options, but it was text. And I wanted to know if there was a correlation between these two answers. And I opened the side panel, and then I asked Gemini, can you help me determine if there is a correlation between the answer to that question and the answer to the other question? And it made itself the necessary calculations to convert something that's text to a graded numerical scoring system. It uses two techniques to do that, and it created the graphs to show me the dots and tell me that in the end there was no correlation. Right. First of all, I discovered the two techniques to convert text into numbers, but it showed me visually, right? If I had to do that by myself, I would have spent hours, first of all, researching and then wondering how do I make those graphs. And in I think it was 2 minutes, something like that, between 1 and 2 minutes, it was done. So that's number one. And number two, if people, the listener, you do not have a Google Workspace for business account, but you have a ChatGPT account and you're still on the free account, I really strongly suggest to invest into the paid. Now, I know that in India,
Yeah.
there is a new Go account,
Yes.
which is cheaper than the Plus.
Yeah.
And I think OpenAI is doing a kind of a promotion at the moment,
Yes.
offering months for free or even a year for free or something like that. So yeah, my advice would be look for the paid account with ChatGPT. First of all, you will have more credits or more, yeah, more. The limit will be bigger, but you would then start being able to do your own your own assistants, your own GPTs, and that's a whole different level of using AI.
Exactly. Even I am having the business account, and I believe it will definitely work the best, right?
Mhm.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Ooh, lovely. So, and I mean, this is such a refreshing and practical look, I would say, and how AI can actually serve the human side of business and not overshadowing it. So, for everyone who is listening, if you have ever felt overwhelmed by all the AI noise, then take a page from Damien's playbook. Start small, experiment with purpose, and think of AI not as a competition but as a collaboration. And so, Damien, if someone wants to connect with you, what will be the great medium to connect?
Yeah, so the best way is to connect on LinkedIn. Uh, I can provide a link afterward. If you search for my first name, last name, exactly, if you copy paste if you copy paste them from the show notes into LinkedIn, I will show up. I think I'm the only Damien Schreurs there on LinkedIn. And then I will also provide a link for people if anyone wants to build the AI C-suite. I'm actually providing for free all the resources. So I've created an implementation guide, which is a Google Doc that explains exactly how to do. And I'm also providing for free a link to the builder. So if anyone wants to start creating their co-CEO, co-CFO, co-CMO, whichever, I will give you a link afterwards, Avik, that you can put
Sure.
in the show notes. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. I guess that will really be a help, I would say. And the listeners, I'll put all the links into the show notes for your easy reference. And with this, hope this is your host, Avik, and this is AIBiz, where we explore the intersection of intelligence, innovation, and impact. So until next time, lead smarter, automate wisely, and remember that even your AI needs a good boss. So thank you so much.